Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the book review. Hello my friends, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be doing my June TBR because the world just don't slow down and we're already about halfway through the year, which is crazy, y'all. Crazy, okay? And yeah, we're gonna go through the books that are coming out and or I hope to read in June, as well as my Patreon books that I'm either reading or rereading. And then I did this month pull finally back out my Monopoly board. I just had not been able to get to it with the readathons that I've had and with the high level of books. And boy, when I made my June books coming out, it is still a hefty list. Okay, it is. But I wanted to give myself a little bit of wiggle room. I have a few other books that it is possible to mood read with, because yes, it does help me to have a TBR with which to mood read off of, okay? Don't judge me. Don't judge me. That's just how it is, okay? But I made this TBR Monopoly for this year, and I have only crossed off, let's see, 2 books on it, okay? So I would like to get back to getting some of those, all right? So let's go ahead and dive in. We will start with the books that I'll be getting to for my Patreon, and then we'll get into the books that are coming, and then we'll get into those possible TBR books. So first off, the book that got picked for the month for my Patreon was for a plus size character. So it could be either the woman or the man. It was for a plus size character. And to my surprise, it actually ended up being one that has a plus size male character. And this book is called Runaway Whirlwind by May Alder. And I have to tell you, I was a bit shocked that this one got picked. I won't pretend otherwise. There was some very popular plus size heroines on the poll this month, and Runaway Whirlwind, which is very difficult to say, won. So I'm actually going to read the blurb of this one, since I don't always do that with my Patreon read, and I was feeling like I should, because boy, this one is interesting. So this is from the series The Big Boys of Berenson Trucking. So this is a trucker romance. Man, you guys are interesting. Okay, here's this one. A woman on the run. After my dad forgets to set the house alarm, I grab the duffel bag and I've had packed and hidden for months, and I sprint into the night to the closest truck stop. My future and safety rely on finding a trucker willing to let me hitch a ride out of town before my dad discovers I've run away. Legally, he can't drag me back home if he finds me now that I'm 18, but the law has never stopped him from doing what he wants before. Faced with one rejection after another, I become desperate enough to throw myself in front of an 18-wheeler pulling out of the lot, forcing the driver to slam on his brakes or run me over. Heart pounding and losing hope, I drop to my knees in front of the older mountain of a man who steps out of the truck. I'm willing to do anything he wants, so long as he agrees to take me with him. At least that's what I tell myself. The trucker who is her last hope. I've never been tempted to pick up a hitchhiker before, but when the young woman risks her life running in front of my truck, then kneels in the dirty parking lot and begs for a ride, I give in against my better judgment. She doesn't have to follow through on her promise to do anything I want, since I won't touch her with a 10-foot pole. At least that's what I tell myself. When I find out why she's so desperate to get out of town, I make a promise of my own. A promise to take care of her and protect her until we go our separate ways. Except I can't let her go. Not now. Not after my monumental mistake. Not after knowing she could be pregnant with my baby. Okay, well, I guess he is going to give in to that. So, again, I was surprised that this one got picked, but it sounds pretty fun anyway, and so we're going for it, right? I've been surprised before. I will tell you that for sure. So that is the one that got picked as the group book, which means I will be reading and reviewing that book and sharing it with everyone on my Patreon for an exclusive review. Okay, now we of course have the other books. So I will be rereading Hold the Line and annotating it. One of my patrons always wants the Julia Wolf books as soon as they come out, so we will be doing that. I'm actually very happy because my nails I did last night like kind of match Phoebe's book, and I'm kind of obsessed with him. But I absolutely loved Hold the Line. It was a 6-star read. I will never stop gushing about it, so I'm very excited to reread it and then the obligatory other Julia Wolf, because again, everyone loves her. So Jump On 3 will be one that gets done. Thankfully, this is one I have annotated before, so that one shouldn't be too bad. Then finally, it took so long, but all of J.T. Geisinger's Queens and Monsters have been re-released now. So I had one patron actually picked Brutal Vows and one picked Carnal Urges, which was perfect. I have annotated Carnal Urges, but I have not annotated Brutal Vows, so I will be rereading Brutal Vows in June, and that should be a good time. I'm thrilled to do that. Then I will be rereading Cottonmouth and annotating for a patron. I will be rereading Heart of Frost and Scars. Well, this one thankfully is already annotated too, but I'll be doing that one. There will be Forbidden King by Laura Pavlov. Someone is having me go through that whole series for her. And then Hoarded by the Dragon by Lillian Lark, which that'll be fun. I haven't read that one in a long time, but I'll be rereading that one. So those are the books for Patreon. So let's get into the new and upcoming releases we have going on, okay? But some of them are more like maybes, but quite a few of these I will have arcs for. So as always, as I go through them, I'll tell you whether I have an arc for it or whether I just hope to get to it, okay? So we have Come Back to Me by G.A. Mazurki, and this is book 2 in the Seven Seas Ranch series, which is by Serena Ackroyd, and I should be getting an ALC of this one, so definitely looking forward to that. I really enjoyed the first one. The Past by Sawyer Bennett. I did sign up for an ALC of this one, but even if I don't get it, I probably will read it. I don't really want to read any future couples by this author anymore, because she kind of devastated me with the last book, but this is actually a throwback story to the love between the parents of the Blackburns, and I'm super intrigued by it. And the author agency actually has an ALC available with them, so I signed up for it, and if I get it, that will definitely motivate me to read it for sure. Okay, then we will have Bourbon and Proof is coming. I will be getting an arc of this. I'm on Victoria Wilder's arc team, and this will be the 3rd book, and I believe this one is supposed to be like a fake dating maybe. I don't know, but I know daddy gets said, and he is a daddy, so I'm here for that. Let's give it a go. Let's do it. Realm of Thieves by Karina Halley. I do have an arc of this one. This one came from NetGalley because I think this is supposed to be a trad pub release for Karina Halley. I don't know much about this one at all, but it's a fantasy. I like a lot of her fantasies. We'll give it a go, okay? We'll give it a go. Tell Me All Your Lies by Angel Anders. This is the next book in her Carolina series, and this one is supposed to be connected to like a Mafia Romance, is what this one's supposed to be. And I also think it said, did this one say it was Dad's best friend too? If I'm remembering correctly, because I did just film the anticipated summer releases, so I talked about a lot of these in that one. But I'm pretty sure this is like a dad's best friend, and it's like connected with the mafia. So we'll see about the foray that she takes into that. Okay, then we have Caught Up by Nevessa Allen, and I do have an arc of that one as well. It sure has taken me my sweet time to get around to it, but I do have an arc of that. This is a follow-up to her extremely successful Lights Out. So, I mean, I'm ready to be wowed, right? Show me what you got. Okay, then we actually had Catherine get pushed out to June. This is by Minerva Spencer, aka SM La Violette. I have this one as a maybe because I still need to get through the book before this. Now, I have that one on my TBR for this month, and I did grab an audiobook for this, so We'll see if I get to it right away, but I'm letting you guys know because I know some of you really like that series as well. And Catherine has been kind of like the bratty younger sister, and we've been waiting for her book. So we'll see. She's all grown up now. Okay. Then Hard to Resist by Madison Fox. I'm just letting you guys know about this one. I have already read this. This is the upcoming release from Madison Fox, as I said, who is a friend of mine and actually beta read this book. But that one does come out on the 12th as well. Then we have At the Edge of Surrender by A.L. Jackson. I will be getting an ALC and an ARC of this one. This is the next book in the Moonlit Ridge series, which I have really been enjoying. This one, I believe we're going back to a single parent, so that'll be fun. And I can't wait to see how that one goes. All right, then there is Gloves Off by Stephanie Archer. I have an ARC of this one. This is in her, is it the Vancouver hockey series? I don't know, but I read Wingman and I enjoyed that one a whole bunch. So I'm looking forward to this one as well. Then there is Thorns from the Fall by Jess Wisecup. Knock on wood, this one will be coming out then. She said that it is done. There was just some problems with formatting in the last bit of editing for this book. So we'll see. Jess, I am not complaining at all. She has made it clear that her release dates are more of just a suggestion as to when she can get them out because she's not going to stress herself. And I completely understand with that, but I am really looking forward to, because it's been a long time since that cliffhanger from Feathers from the Sky. So I'm ready to see where we go with this. Okay, then The Overtime Kiss by Lauren Blakely. I'll be getting an ALC of this one, and I'm really looking forward to it. This will be book 5 in the Love and Hockey series, and I have enjoyed all of these so much. Book 4 was actually a 6-star read for me this year, so more than excited to see how this one goes. A Royal Mile by Samantha Young. This, I will probably be getting an ALC for this one as well, because Must Love Audio usually gets these because they're narrated by Shane East and Zara Hampton Brown, and so we usually get theirs. But I can't wait to see what she does next with this series. Her books are almost on like a comforting level for me at this point. They're just really cozy, the ones I have read, but with a little bit of suspense usually. They're not like perfectly cozy, so there's that. Okay, then there will be Nile by Melanie Moreland. I'll be getting an ALC of this one. Wow, I have more ALCs than I thought. I love that. I love ALCs. They make my life so much easier to have those. But this will be the next in her Irishman duet, which the first book, by the time you see this video, book 1 should be out. And I highly recommend it. It was great. I gave that one 4.5 stars, and I just enjoyed that couple so much. Lots of pining and longing. And the setup for this book happens at the end of that one. But you can go ahead and read Finn as soon as it comes out. It's not a cliffhanger by any means, but you'll be ready for Nile when it comes out for sure. Okay, Eliza and the Duke by Harper St. George. I do have an ARC of this one. Now, I am a bit behind on some books from Harper St. George. I think I missed the last one, but I really want to read historicals, guys. I have been really flagging with that this year, so I want to push myself to get to that one. I also have some ALCs of historicals that I got approved for them after the books have already come out. Like, I'd asked for them ages ago before the books came out, and then randomly they've all like dropped at the same time. So hopefully I'll get to those, and that will add to my historical title. Okay, Antihero by C.W. Farnsworth. I'll be honest, I don't know a ton about this book. The author asked if I was interested, and I have heard a lot about her books in like, I don't know, maybe the past year. I've seen her show up a lot. So I was like, why not? We'll give it a try. I also said yes to that before a bunch of books actually popped up in June. You know what I mean? Like, this month I was determined to keep my list a little bit smaller, which, I mean, it is smaller than April. Like, I'll give myself that. My list is smaller than April and May, but there are still books that keep popping up all the time. Empire of Seduction by Mila Finelli. This will be the next book in the New York Mafia series. Of course, I'm going to gobble that up as soon as I can. The King of Hearts by Alex Grayson. This is an example. This one was pulled back into June, and so is the next one I'm about to say, but this one was pulled back into June. This is going to be a dark age gap with mafia ties. And I've read one Alex Grayson, and it was one of the darker things I'd read last year. And so I am looking forward to seeing what happens with this one with a more planned type of story. Because that's the thing, if you've read The Wild Man, that was very dark, but it's not so much that like the hero was this calculated evil, you know, villain of a guy. He was a wild man, and he finds his mate, and he just won't be deterred from having her. And like that is dark, but it's also like he wasn't this calculated dark guy. He just was all animal instinct and like I want this person, and he takes her, right? So it's dark in content, but it wasn't like dark in that he's some evil being, right? It's hard to explain that unless you've read it. You know what I mean? Like, it was dark what happened to the woman, and she's being held captive. But to him, he's like, this is my mate. I'm going to take care of her. I'm going to love her. But she can't leave me. She's mine. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally that. Whereas I'm intrigued to see what type of a, you know, anti-hero or true villain Alex Grayson writes. Because just from what I experienced with that. So anyway, The King of Hearts will be coming. Then Tiny Precious Moments by Samantha Christie. This is the other one that I said got pulled into June. This one was set for July, and it's all finished, so we'll be getting it in June. This will be the fourth book in like the Montana brothers, and this one is a single dad and also an accidental pregnancy. And I'm really intrigued because I believe it's the sister of one of the other characters, and then yeah, the brother of one of the others. And I'm excited for that. And then the last one that I will be getting an ARC for is Undeniably Unexpected by Jay Salmon. And I can't even remember what the tropes are for this one. This will be book 6 in the Boston Billionaires, and I love them. So we'll keep going with it. And then the other book that will probably be out in June that I will read will be Protected by Claire Kent, because I will get to do some work for her with that one. Okay, so those were all the ones on my, like, anticipated reads and everything. Oops, we have that upside down the whole time. And now we'll talk about the ones on my TBR that I want to hopefully get to. So these will be alternative ones or ones I mood read with. So first off, I went ahead and picked a fan fiction because I had made, along with my TBR board, I had made a fan fiction, like books that I wanted to get to, or fics that I wanted to get to this year. And I have only gotten to 2 of them on my TBR here for this. So I went ahead and picked one. I picked a Severus and Hermione, and this one is called On Submission by Color Me Golden. So I don't know what that one's about or remember, but these were all ones that at the beginning of the year I picked them because I was interested. And so we're going to give that one a go if I have time. And then I did the bingo board, okay? So spinning, or not spinning, I roll dice and I have a little thing and I went around. And if you don't remember, because why would you? It's been a really long time. I made this Monopoly board, and the challenge is a way to gamify my TBR. And for the most part, these are physical books that I own, is how I wanted to do this. Now, they are either physical books I have a copy of, or they are, a few of them are ebooks that I've had for a very long time, and a few of them are audiobooks that I've gotten from free days or things like that I want to get around to, okay? So I spun, and the first one that I got was for, I keep saying spin. I rolled the dice. And the first one that I landed on was on a sci-fi square, or was it sci-fi square? Or dystopian sci-fi square. It was sci-fi. Okay, sorry. Let me just turn it upside down and read it. And on each of these squares, I have 2 different books to choose. So the goal is to get them all blacked out, right? And the sci-fi square I landed on was for Dustwalker by Tiffany Roberts. And I have not read this, okay? I have a signed copy that I ordered from them. Sorry, holding it upside down. And this is a book that I have the audiobook for it as well. and I've never gotten around to reading it, okay? So this is a synth who I guess is like part cyborg, and he's 180 years, and the dust offers him purpose, a place where his armored undercasing, amped up processors, and advanced optics can be put to use. And the ramshackle towns on the edges of the waste merely serve as supply stations for him. And then one human woman makes him question everything. And then we have a woman who brings him to life. We have Laura Brooks. She struggles to survive under the rules imposed by the bots in Cheyenne. And with her sister missing, she's been on her own for weeks and fears the worst. Her only hope comes from Ronan, a bot she catches spying on her. He promises to provide for Laura and search for her sister, and all she has to do is dance for him. It should be easy. She's done it before, but the longer she spends with Ronan, the harder it is to see him as just another bot. So, very interesting. I have lots of artwork I've received from them over the years with this couple, and I've never gotten around to them. So, hopefully we can get to this one this month. But again, it's an alternate. I just wanted to give myself some options. Okay, then I rolled the dice again, and I landed on a Instagram poll. Oh, this is why I do these ahead of time, because some of them I have to ask friends or I have to do Instagram polls. And so I landed on an Instagram poll, and so for this, I actually picked a couple of the books that were already on the bingo board, and then I picked another couple that I own copies of them. So I put 4 books in this poll, and I made it with symbols, of course, because why would I just tell everyone? Although I think some of them were pretty obvious. But for the first poll, I put it up last night, and the one that got picked was Hexed by Emily McIntyre. This is another one that has been sitting around for far too long. I had an arc of this one. I didn't get around to it, and I'm just disappointed in myself. But I did pre-order this gorgeous copy as well. So I have this copy and an ARC copy. And I have the audiobook because I want to get to this book. So I'm actually glad it got picked. It is another pretty chonky one. But I've heard great things about this book. One of my friends who doesn't even read Emily McIntyre really liked this. I know this is Mafia connected. And yeah. So it's until he meets his fiance's cousin. So yeah, it's like a forbidden romance and everything. And it is based a little bit off of The Little Mermaid too. But like the sea witch part of it. And like the heroine's name is Vanessa. And so it's like the character who is kind of like Eric, his name is Enzo. He's engaged to someone else. And then he meets like Vanessa, who, you know, is like the sea witch type thing. So anyway, that's the one that got picked by you guys. Then I spun it again, and I landed on pick an audiobook from your book funnel, which book funnel is where I either have ARCs, or I mean ALCs in there, or I have, in there I also have books I've gotten for free from Free Days. And so I chose to pick Her Wild Coast Rescue by Dakota Davies, because I believe this is one where, the heroine is like in peril possibly, and the hero is like a grumpy, I don't know if he's like just living in a cabin out there, if he's a first responder. I don't remember what it is, but the audiobook isn't super long, and so I went with that one. So I don't remember much, I don't know much about this, but I got it for free, and we put it on the TBR. Okay, then I rolled the dice again and landed on another Instagram poll. Like, truly, I kept landing on that one. And I actually landed on it 3 times, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do an Instagram poll for every one of these. So I did it for 2 of them. But the next poll, I again picked books that were on this, except for one of them. And one of them was an ARC that I have that I want to get to. And guess what got picked? The ARC did. So I made this poll, and Rose in Chains got picked. And I have a feeling that people got what my emoji was. It was pretty obvious what it was. And this one comes out in July, but like I do want to get to Rose in Chains early. So hopefully this motivates me to do that, right? Like again, these are my alternate reads, right? So I hope that I get to it early. But Rose in Chains by Julie Soto, got chosen by the poll. So we put that on there. And then I rolled it one last time and I landed on a fantasy square. And with this one, I had the choice between a couple here. And the one that I ended up picking is A Sleight of Shadows by Kat Howard. Now, I think this one came out like over a year ago, maybe. Even further than that. It came out almost 2 years ago. Now, this was the follow-up to An Unkindness of Magicians. And back in the day, I really enjoyed that book. And this is a follow-up to that. Now, this isn't a romance. It's about a secret society of power-hungry magicians. But I really enjoyed An Unkindness of Magicians, as I said. And I just never got around to reading this one, though I had pre-ordered it and I got it the day it came out. So I will probably grab the audiobook for this one. And I do want to give it a try if I can. So we'll see if I'm in the mood for it. Maybe after I need like a break from some stuff, I'll give it a go. But I put it on here just in case. So yes, A Sleight of Shadows is the last option that I have for an alternative read. So with that, that wraps up what my TBR for June could possibly be. Between the new books coming out, the books I'm reading for Patreon, and ones that I maybe hope to get to. So thank you so much for watching this. Let me know which books you're looking forward to in June. Let me know if you're going to try to read any of the ones I've just mentioned. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video.